actually played a little bit of chess myself recently in the German chess league for my Bundesliga team, but it didn't go very well this time because I actually lost my white game. It's been a while since I lost the classical game. So everyone who's challenging me, just know that this is your time to put in some good effort, because I don't think I'm at my best currently. So let's see if I can lose some games this time. So playing a bit of a Rati opening over here. It's kind of slow, it's a little boring. I'll admit that. But so the plan I like to play here is a3, rook a2, and queen a1. It's really not a very good plan, because white's supposed to go something like queen b1. You know what? The thing is that white should be playing for b4, but I just love this maneuver with queen a1. It just looks nice. I'll be very honest with you, it just looks nice. But obviously I'm targeting to go to g7 at some point. Put some pressure on that, but it really shouldn't work, and black is totally fine here, but it looks aesthetic. It looks aesthetic. And my opponent's thinking over here. If you don't like the music, then let me know. I just put on a Superflu set from the Boiler Room. We always play Boiler Rooms. I thought I'd try out something new. Ooh la la, what's this? Okay. So he's gonna go knight b3, obviously. And if I take that, I'm losing my rook. So gotta go back. And probably now knight takes d2 will happen, and maybe I'll reroute my rook back to c1 where it belongs. Or maybe what I'll probably do is to go queen a1, rook c1, remove the bishop, and then get my rook to c2. Obviously at some point I have to do something with this a2 rook, because it looks a little ridiculous. No American country music or rap is okay. I think I'm gonna stick to house, guys. Okay, that looks like a free pawn to me. Or he's gonna play g takes f6, which is even better, because I'm not liking that structure for black. Maybe he should do it anyway, but I don't like it. If he takes g takes, I might take on d5, or maybe I'll play queen b1 immediately. Yeah, he just gives the pawn. Give me your pawn. Bishop h3, bishop g2. I think I've got it all covered. Hectagon. Always playing a Norwegian guy in the first match here. Normally it's our boy Halvardar or something. I'm still not able to pronounce it, that's just horrible. But the Norwegians are always happy to get some games in. Lucky, I see your challenge. I see everyone's challenge now, guys. It seems that my old account just doesn't want to play anymore. It's done. Now, if he wants to spice it up a little bit, like what I would do here is probably ridiculous, but I would throw in g5, because I hate playing down a pawn and not having any play for it. But he plays a little bit more conservative here. I just want to get my f1 rook in finally. Okay, he wants to take on a3. How much do I care? I'm gonna take here, and I'm gonna play rook a1 and try to get his a pawn. Alright, yeah, this is what I was talking about. So basically I wanted to go rook a1 here. And my trick was that if he plays bishop b2, I'm gonna take on a4. And I'm pretty sure that I'm up 2 pawns. He's also quite low on time, so I think I've got this one in the pocket. But there's a 2-second increment, which is a tricky thing that whenever I think I should be flagging my opponents, I should just continue to play normal, so that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna put my pawns on the dark squares now and then get my knight to e5 and increase the pressure. Alright, first win in. Let's see what's next. Let's see, I have a lot of challenges over here. I'm gonna go with another Norwegian to get rid of them all. No, I don't mind if more Norwegians challenge me, but our regular Halvard. Mohikara, please send me a challenge and wait your turn, and you'll surely be able to play a game. Now, the thing is, I love this line if they take on d3 and I can go bishop takes and I get compensation. I absolutely detest it when they play e5 here. It's a very good move. e6, probably also a good move, but maybe now I can try to gain some space with e5 on the next move. Alright, okay. I'm gonna be playing boring old man chess over here and try to get the queens off because I like my compensation for this pawn, although probably it's not bad for black. Yes, that's what I expected. So the main thing I want to do is castle queenside and play knight b5. So maybe he has to think about something like a6, or at least answer my check here with bishop d7. Now I think he's in some trouble. c7 hanging. Am I hating on you Vikings? No, not really. I think I have some Viking blood myself, guys. So I can't hate too much. Of course, rook takes d6 was also an option, but I'm pretty happy to get this pawn back, and I'm left with a better position. No hate for the Vikings, no hate for the Norwegians. I do have to be careful of knight e4 here, so that's actually sort of annoying. Jeez, what do I do about that? Bishop d3 goes e4. I'm gonna have to come back for a second. And I just want to develop with bishop e2, rook e1. e4, I'm gonna go knight d4, I'm pretty happy. What's up, Xenomorphy? Glad you tuned in. Everyone who tuned in just now, if you look at the bottom left of my screen, I'm playing on the Chessbrah account. Sorry for the confusion. I still have the Kempsey thing in my template up here in the right, but it's the Chessbrah account that you should be challenging, okay? And I'll make sure to adjust that for next time. All right, I'm gonna give a check over here. He's actually not doing too bad over here. I mean, I have the edge because of my bishop pair and better pawn structure, but it's not like totally lost here by any means. I'm gonna have to play it slow, maybe just bring my king to c3, let's say. And obviously I'm always gonna reply to e3 with f3. So if you e3, f3, and make sure I got all the squares covered. How do I do about this? I'm just gonna walk my king up further. And I want to play maybe b4, b5 and something. Okay, yeah. So he wants to play b5 himself now. That's a good idea, actually. But it's time for me to start being a little annoying, and I'm gonna do that. How am I gonna do that? I'm thinking about taking and playing bishop c7. It's a little greedy on my part, but I think I can get away with it. Dustin, get your challenge in, buddy, and if you stay tuned in, I'm sure you'll get a turn. So I'm up a pawn against, and I have the bishops. I'm playing against this bad pawn structure over here. I'm pretty happy about my my prospects over here. So what do I want to do next? Something like b4, a4, b5. Let's get rid of any knight g4 ideas, although it shouldn't be too dangerous. But I want to advance my pawns in peace. So king b3, a4, b5. And as you can see, I'm still sort of stopping whatever he could potentially think of doing. I think I just want to play rook d1 here. Rook d6. Of course, advancing my pawns is one thing, but maybe how I'm doing it now, it makes even more sense, because why not get my rook into play and then think about advancing my pawns. So that's another pawn for me. e3, still f3. Okay, Vidar. Good playing with you again, buddy. Not yet the day, but you're getting there. You're getting better. Better and better. Alright, next on we have Lucky. Playing with black. Or getting a chance for some someone's requesting the sound to be a little bit higher. Do you mean the microphone, or do you want the music to be turned up? Can you guys even hear the music? That's the question. Muhakara. I'm pretty boring when it comes to this. I always advise the same chess books, but that's because good books will always be good books. So what I like to advise is My Great Predecessors by Kasparov. Start with that. I mean, it's a bunch of volumes, so you'll be busy with that for a while. Then I wouldn't start with endgames until you've come through that. It really just discusses all the world champions and what was their specialty in chess, what did they bring to the game, and why did they stand out in their time. So that's great. I personally love it because it's also a little bit of history, and I like history. Then for chess openings, anything that's Grandmaster repertoire, the Grandmaster repertoire brand, so to speak, is generally great. By Quality Chess. So when I was still disciplined enough to study openings every day, I would be using those books a lot. What else is there? Jeez. For endgames, I wouldn't advise. I mean, if you have the discipline to do Dvoretsky's endgame manual, great for you. If you want to look for something a little bit more practical and down to earth, then Shereshevsky's, I think it's called Endgame Strategy, is great. So I hope I answer your question with that. Someone's telling me a little bit more music. I can try to adopt it a little. Bring it up a little bit. Music is louder than me, okay. So shouldn't make it any louder than that then. Have I seen the Magnus documentary? No. Documentary, sorry. No, not yet, no. I hear it's a great documentary. And it's on Netflix, I think. Anyway, I'm planning to watch it really soon. Yeah, so what I've got over here is just an amazing King's Indian position. What a great opening. I'm actually just winning material, to be honest. I'm gonna take bishop takes g7, knight takes c1, and that's it, really. Yeah, this looks tough, to say the least. Now I'm not even gonna take on b2. I'm gonna play bishop e5, which is even worse, because I'm threatening both taking on g3 as well and taking on h4. So I think he's pretty much losing a piece here, yeah. So bishop queen takes h4, even better than bishop takes b2. That's the thing with the King's Indian, guys. I would advise playing it in all types of chess, in classical chess, in rapid chess, and so on. But I do feel that it's even better in blitz than it is in normal chess, just because there's so many tricks and black's play is so... If you're familiar with the position, it's so easy in a way. Thank you, Lucky. I hope you enjoyed that while it lasted. But yeah, gotta look at that opening, man. Have I seen the Dark Horse? No, I don't know what that is. What's up, Goose? Where can I find the playlist? It's Superfluid Deep Melody House Set at Smirnoff House. Just type in Superflu and you'll be fine on YouTube. Alright, who's next? Brian. Brian from my favorite country, good old Canada. I'm actually gonna be studying in Canada for a semester right after summer. So I'm looking forward to being back in Canada, guys. I spent a lot of, for those who know me a little bit, I spent a lot of time in Canada and I miss that country a lot. A lot of my friends are there. Canada was great. Thank you, Lucky. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And it's gotten to the point. Ibex, I'm gonna be reading both chats because putting in the maximum effort over here. So what I'm doing over here, let's talk a little bit of chess, is so I kind of went for the Stonewall setup with playing f4, right? But the reason I kind of like this setup for me now is that I got my bishop on the g5 square, and on g5 it's much more dangerous, to say the least, than it is on, let's say, c1, where it's out of the attacking zone. So I don't even mind giving it up on f6. The main thing I'm hoping for is to get a bit of an attack going. So if Brian would be so kind to, for example, let me go queen h3, h6, bishop takes h6, I'd be a happy camper. And what I'm gonna do here is probably very speculative, but I'm gonna play h4 to entertain you guys. Obviously, he shouldn't take that because I'm gonna take with my pawn. What else could be my idea? Good question. Probably g4, taking on f6, and g5 is an idea. Looks like a Tory. It is kind of a Tory, but it is with f4. So Brian, what are you up to here, man? Brian, what are you doing? What's your idea? I'm gonna throw in, I think, queen h5. I'm not quite sure if that's a good move, but I'm pretending that I want to take on h6, which I might just do. It's sad to think. Guys, don't challenge Kempsey. Look at the left of the screen. I'm playing on the Chessbrah account. Sorry about the confusion there. If you want to challenge, make sure to challenge Chessbrah and not Kempsey. Alright, so I was thinking about f takes. And I'm gonna stick to that plan, I think. I see that f takes e5, bishop takes g5 is not really winning. But if I go d takes e5, I'm afraid that with d4 he's gonna get some counterplay. So I'll keep it at this. I think he definitely could consider taking. Because I'm not sure that, yeah, exactly. I'm not sure there's a mate here. Queen takes g5, queen takes g5, h takes g5, bishop h7 check, king h8, but no mate as far as I can see. So that will be something for me to think about. I do think I should really play bishop h7 because it's annoying. But what's next? I feel like rook h5 is an annoying move for him to face because, yeah, exactly because of this line. So I'm taking here and I'm gonna remove my bishop, and then I'm threatening to take on g5 with a check. But that's a normal decision by Brian over here because it's very uncomfortable when your king is locked up like that, and I'm maybe threatening to like move my king, bring another rook into the game. So I understand what happened there. Although maybe things are not looking that great for him now. Taking on g5, king h6, so I'm gonna take here. Of course I could go knight f3 there, but I think he could challenge me before getting into any mate nets. I'm just gonna be a pawn up and try to convert that. I'm castling queenside here, I'm not sure that's the right approach, but because maybe I could use my king. But alright. I'm a clean pawn up. I'm a clean pawn up. But Brian's is fighting over here. It's not a bad game. I'm gonna go here. I'd like to get knight takes g5 in to attack f7, but I don't think he'll let me. Oh. Yeah, so nothing too exciting is gonna happen here, except that I'm gonna have to try and convert this. So knight to f6, pawn to g4, and slowly squeeze something out of this, right? Now I wanna go rook h2, rook h8. I'm not mating him anytime soon, although there is a mating net forming with my rook coming to e8. He still has bishop c6 though, so... Running out of time, yeah. Bishop to c6, you're down a pawn, but it looks very bad for black now. But good game. I don't think he was really familiar with the opening. That was difficult to play for black, but I think he defended quite well for a long time. Good game, Brian. Alright, moving on. The people are talking about Canada and communism. Okay, I'm not sure if anyone's trying to make this argument, but I don't think Canada is a communist country quite yet. Knight f3, knight c3. I'm trying everything out. What do we have here? Jeez, this is a horrible opening. e3. Don't put your knight on c3 like this, guys. Don't do it. I think the only one who gets away doing this sort of stuff is Jobava. He should take on f3 now. Now I kind of like my position because I'm getting his bishop on h5. Of course it's nothing special, but I like the bishop pair. We like the bishop pair in the Chessbrah cave. Let's see. Let's develop the queen and then decide where to move. Okay, d3. Playing a bit of a waiting game over here. Yeah, I'm thinking also going queenside castling here. Is there a minimum rating requirements? There's no rating requirements at all, guys. Anyone can challenge, and I'll try to play anyone. I'll try to play everyone who challenged so far. Just get in line, and we're gonna work our way through together. What about Rapport playing this sort of stuff? You guys are right. Rapport is next level Jobava right now. Although they're both very good. He's pretty much the only guy from my generation, I would say, who plays extremely creative chess. I like also Anton from Spain. I think he plays pretty creative. And of course there's a lot of good players, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to really creative, Rapport is definitely the leader of the pack. Now this guy is thinking about mating me with some sort of knight a4 stuff and whatnot. But I'm gonna just pretend that nothing's happening, because I can always have my knight jumping to b3. But I must say I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable here, because knight to b6, knight to a4 maybe. Okay, that one doesn't bother me too much, I think. Although I don't like that he wants to trade my bishop. Not much I can do though. What time control? Anything within the range of... Well, 5 minutes is a little long for my taste, but 5 minutes I'll play a few games. But anything in the range of... let's say... 3 minutes, 1 minute, all those games I'll play. I'm feeling really uncomfortable in this position. He can just go rook h8 and he's better. But I'm actually quite happy to just trade queens here with like knight f1 or something like that. This was a failed experiment. Total failure. Total failure. Where am I going with these pieces? Knights. The knight has to go somewhere, guys. Is he refusing a queen trade? He should be. The moment I didn't have those bishops anymore was the moment I lost any liking for my position. Okay, let's go. Jeez. Very unpleasant. Queen b2, he can go knight a4, then I go queen a1. Then he can go queen b4. It's all a little shaky. It's all a little shaky. Now I don't mind my position too much. I was really just worried about my king there for a sec. Not that there's anything wrong with his position, but I think the worst is over. Yeah. What to do? What to do? Not a good move. Good move. Oh, and my time's running out too, guys. What an unpleasant experience this game is. Am I winning a pawn? I'm winning a pawn. And I'm a GM, so I'm extremely good at rook endings. Of course. Rook endgames is what I'm all about. I'm great at rook endings. If I just keep saying it, it might be true. Okay, that's nice. That allows my king a little closer. Should probably play a little quicker. Oh no. First loss of the day, guys. First loss of the stream. I should have pre-moved taking back. I thought he wouldn't take because then I can take his last piece. Okay, I'm getting slow, I'm getting flagged, but to be honest, it's not so strange because I was having a horrible position the whole time. Horrible position and just being slow. Alright. That was a bad start. I already announced it, I jinxed myself. Okay, let's see if I can make a comeback here. Let's see. Ninja Kiwi. Again in Norwegian? I guess it's the Norwegians that have been the nicest to me so far. Guess it's the Norwegians that I don't understand actually. I thought I had like 0.5 seconds, but ran out of time there. Ran out of time. Just talking too much about how bad my position is. So over here what I want to do is mostly just get my knight to c5, maybe bishop to e6. This I don't mind too much because I can play bishop to f8 and play knight c5. Goedenavond. Ashap. Throwing in a little bit of Dutch there. It's nice to see that we have some Dutch viewers. Yeah, so I see a lot of people talking politics in the stream. I don't want to get too much into that, but we have elections coming up here soon, so a lot of political talk here as well now. Robin, what is the best way? What is the best way to learn the Sicilian? Not to study chess, sorry. The best way to learn the Sicilian is to watch my videos, Job. Or to just get some books on it. It really depends on what Sicilian you want to play. I always say start out finding out who exactly is playing the Sicilian you're interested in and who plays it really well. So for example, if you're talking about, let's say, the Najdorf Sicilian, who are really good Najdorf players? Well, we have Nepomniachtchi, we have Wojtaszek, Anish Giri is playing the Najdorf quite well, although not as many wins as those guys. Although that has not so much to see with the opening, I'm afraid. So find out who is playing your line. And then you need to start analyzing a little bit. You need to start analyzing what happens if the open Sicilian, but also figure out how do I want to play against the closed Sicilian, against the Alapin. And for those kind of things, repertoire books are not a bad idea sometimes, to give you a bit of an overview. But as my friend Jan Gustafsson once said, it's probably a good idea to learn from the mistakes of others. So by buying some books and looking at games of the experts. Ebola American. You can prevent a lot of mistakes. You can, yeah. What am I doing over here again? I'm gonna take. Check, bishop to e3. Yeah. I'm really struggling to win these games, guys. It's really not an easy ride. You can play rook d1 or take on e5 and play rook d1. Both work. Both are bad for him, but they're not lost. They're not, at least not in blitz terms. But they are very annoying, let's be fair. I'm even thinking maybe I could try to walk in. He plays that move, huh? I'm gonna, time to make a little rook lift and get my rook to a2. I was thinking about king g7, king h6, get the king maybe all the way to g3. It's still a possibility, actually. The main problem why this is so bad is seems like he's sort of being dominated by I think this is the most annoying move, because he can barely move without losing a bunch of pawns. So that move. I'm playing super slow again. I can't believe it. Could take many pawns there. Why am I so slow today, guys? So slow. If I'm losing on time again, that's it. I'm just gonna play like 1 hour games or something. Then that's it. Check, take on G. Check. Take here. I'm just trying to mate. Am I mating? I'm not mating. Of course I'm not mating. I'm getting flagged. Why am I so slow? Why am I so slow and why is everyone else trying to flag me? Okay, just in time with the mates. I gotta deliver the mates, guys. That's how I usually win these games. I gotta get the checkmate in. I'm just gonna play for mates. Back to the basics. Let me catch up with you guys. Ashab, how do I personally train? Well, honestly, I don't train as much anymore as I used to, but I just keep up to date with the recent games, and that's actually what I like to do as well. Is just follow the games and understand a little bit why certain top players are like why is everyone playing the London system now? Why are they not playing the Sicilian? And like those kind of opening trends. That's what I've always been fascinated with. I've always been an opening guy, so I love to. Even if I don't have time to really analyze things by myself and figure it out, I just try to understand what the recent trends are. That's what I've always been good at, and that's what I like. And then of course I just follow like generally who's winning the tournaments and so on. I follow all my friends who are playing, and they sometimes tell me about some new ideas. So right now I'm not like trying to target any part of my game to improve it, but I am trying to stay as much up to date as possible. This is the exact same thing that I was doing in the first game. Like I said, guys, I'm just addicted to this. I don't know why. I can't play normal chess when it comes to these positions. I just have to do this and then think about what to do with my rook on a7. It's a very bad addiction that I've picked up ages ago, and I've never been able to get rid of it. Now here it might turn out nicely, I'm not sure yet. If I can get my other rook to the c file. For example, if I put this over here, and here, and now maybe something like, actually, if he changes the rooks now, that's a really, that's really boring. Okay, I guess I'm gonna try and bring my knight over. Not that my knight's so well placed there, but I just want to open up the scope for my bishop here on g7, and sometimes I could think about playing e5. Generally, also d5 is a very interesting square for my knight. So I'm even thinking bishop c6, but then he might go something like e4. What happens if I go queen c6? That's something I could be happy with. I'm really not sure. I'm gonna try it out. It's a little boring, but I'm just curious what this endgame has to offer. I do think it's a little bit better for me, because I have ideas with knight d5, for example. I think he has to go a5. If he goes bishop d1, then knight to d5, and that looks very good for black. Okay, as you want, buddy. Knight there. Oh, it's a tough choice. Take on b4 or take on f4. I'm gonna take this one first. Maybe he'll give me another chance to take on f4 later. Guys, I'm playing on the Chessbrah account, for those who just tuned in. I would love to play e5, but it's maybe not... No, it's a good move. It's a good move. What I want to do is e5, d takes e5, d takes e5. He's going to move his bishop to, let's say, g3. And then I'm going to cement that pawn structure by playing f6. For the moment, that looks very bad, because my bishop is totally blocked up. But I think it could do well on the other side of the board, so moving it to, let's say, f8. And from there, it could start to look very good. That's an interesting one. I'm kind of tempted to take, but I think since this is blitz and I want to keep things a little simple, I'm not gonna be, because he does get this pass pawn on b6. Bishop b3 check. Now I have king g7. So, but now we're talking about different terms, my friend. Now it's different terms. Now I have bishop to c5 immediately. That's a lot better. That's a good deal for me. F takes e5, just f takes e5, and I'm getting the two connected pass pawns. This one's jumping in. Yeah, this is more or less done. Two pawns up, bishops. I mean, I'm about to win the bishop pair, I think. Just have to control this position. And see, I'm gonna do that by just bringing in another piece, my king. Now it's time for a5, a4. a5. Not tempted, not really interested in any opposite color bishop funny stuff. It should be a win, but why bother? Yeah. Okay, let's keep this clean and play h6, not to get any pawn losses. And the knight's back on f3. I don't mind. a4, b4 will come at some point. Knight e4 check again, probably. Yep. I think enough is enough. Time for me to start moving these pawns. king d6, king takes c6. I'm a dirty old flagger. But I think I had that one in the pocket. Again, with my queen a8. I don't know, guys. It's an idea. It's an idea. It's not something that you should always do in those positions, in those ready lines. It's just an idea that I personally like. But don't apply it at your convenience like I'm doing in these blitz games. Yeah, this is some sort of theory that I'm of course not familiar with. What's going on here? Knight g3. Is he gonna play bishop e7 or... No, then e5 will be hanging. Knight e7 maybe. Or like this, yeah. I don't want to take on c6. He'll just go take with the d pawn and it looks good. Yeah, I don't think that you're supposed to put your knight on g3 here, but okay, if it can jump to f5, who knows what comes out of it. Yeah, he's playing well. Bishop f8, solid stuff. I'm gonna try to make a Sicilian out of it by c4. And then then it's just a interesting game really. It looks a little bit like a hedgehog type of structure. I already got my knight on g3, which is... It's probably not a great thing, it's not really bad either. He could do this too. Then I'll probably just play d4. Try to be as active as possible. Okay, knight c3, let's say. Just developing. Just developing, guys. Nothing extraordinary. h5 is what I would play, yeah. h5. I love moves like h5. I immediately prefer black here. Of course. I'm gonna take. The moment I see a move like h5, I'm just like, okay, let's try to go into some sort of an ending. I'm already done with this middle game stuff. DE, queen takes d8 is what I'm hoping for. If he doesn't go for that, but plays knight takes, which is what I would do. Okay. You'll never know. You'll never know what I was planning. But I think that was a good move, knight takes e5. Ooh. Okay, takes and knight. This is very ugly, guys. Don't give up your structure like that. Don't give... That's not a nice pawn structure at all. I could play this many ways. Knight to d5 is the most attractive one to me currently, but I would like to prepare that move a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should go for it immediately, because now I allow e4. Actually, e4 is a good move, and maybe it's not that bad because I don't see the way to get to his f pawn. Robin, Danny Renge has the Chessbrah losing to St. Louis in the semi-finals of the Pro Chess. What are you guys doing to prepare? Well, first of all, when people are making strange estimates, bets, and whatnot like that, you need to look at the facts, which is that we've been absolutely killing it in the Pro Chess League. I mean, we've been a tremendous team, as the Americans like to say. Some Americans, at least. I would be really surprised if we go out in the semi-finals. I mean, it's Team Chessbrah. All I know about them is I think they have Wesley So, But try check the roster, guys. And it's not even about the roster, you know. We've got, of course, we've got some great people. We've signed Anish Giri. We've signed Fabiano Caruana, already played once. We, do I want to play knight takes a6 here, by the way? I don't think I do. I think I'm gonna just play knight b3. If I take and b5, I will get a weak pawn on c6 to immediately pick up with rook a5, rook c5. But we've got some of the best players in the 2300, 2200 section too. I mean, look at, for example, Dr. Usurik, who beat Arjan Tari. It's just a strong GM. Guy has a rating of around 2200. I mean, we have so much skill there. We have Michael Kleinman. I mean, geez, guys, this is a ridiculous question, but I understand you ask it. It's mostly just a ridiculous prediction by our friend Danny Wrench, who normally, you know, his ideas are not that bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, Danny has some useful things to say once in a while, but I need to correct him on this. This is not what things are gonna go down like. Yeah, bring in the Anish Giri draw jokes, guys. You know, even after all this time, I still kind of like the draw jokes, so I don't mind too much. All these games are being taken into like deep time trouble territory. I just can't get away from this. Ooh, f7 was hanging. Thank you for that. I'm trying to play the position over here, and everyone else is trying to flag. Well, I guess I'm queening this time. I mean, I don't really see how I'm losing this one. Alright. You could say Giri draws a lot of attention. Yeah, you could say he draws a lot of things. They have So and Fine Gold. The Mama Duck has spoken. I think the Bras are gonna take it. I'm on you with this one. Seriously, if there's people in the chat who actually think we'll go down against this Missouri-based team with Wesley So, then please bring on your arguments, because I'm very surprised that people are predicting this. I mean, Ben Feingold is a great guy, Wesley is a great player and a great guy, but we have this team like cohesion, spirit, whatever you want to call it. We've got everything that a champion team need, and it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be Canada first when it comes to the Pro Chess League. It's gonna be Canada first. This is kind of a fun opening because basically what we have is a Benoni against my Belgian opponent Grim. Nice to see some Belgians here. Don't get to play those too often here during the show. What I was saying, guys, is that I can put my knight on e7 now, and that allows me to play f5 in case he decides to go for e4. This is something that Veselin Topalov sometimes likes to try out, and also someone we spoke about earlier briefly, Richard Rapport, actually loves this sort of setup. Now, I'm pretty sure h6 is not the right move, but I'm playing it a little speculatively. I want to go g5, knight g6, and as you can see, there's some benefit to having the knight on e7. It's certainly not great, but it spices things up a little bit. Where did Raven Sturt come from? Raven Sturt is a well-known Chessbrah who studied at the McGill University in Montreal. And so he's actually a local when it comes to Montreal. So Raven is not at all a random pick. He's actually somebody who's lived in Montreal for a long time. He studied economics there, I believe. And he had a really nice game against Vovk, if I'm not mistaken, in the last Pro Chess League match that we had. Didn't do too well after that, but I think we'll be seeing more of him. We've got a great lineup, guys, really. If you haven't been following yet, then make sure you start tuning into the Pro Chess League and follow us, support us, Team Chessbrah. He also had a queen blunder, but we're not talking about that right now. Kilgore. I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of us. I lose on time sometimes. Other people blunder queens. Thank you, Vladimir Yozov. That's the type of comment I'm looking for. Good luck with the Pro Chess League. Lucky, if I have time, I might do another round where I get to play some people I played already. But there's a lot of people who are still waiting for their challenges to be answered. This is a very good move, guys, and a very annoying move from my perspective, because I don't really want to play knight c4. I don't really want to play knight take on f3 to bring his knight back. I'm gonna have to make a choice that between a few bad options here. I still don't mind it too much because I get a nice knight on e5, but I missed f4 there for a sec. Lafong has not been dropped as far as I'm concerned. Currently, he's preparing for future matches. He's in the cave. He's in the cave working on his game, as we all should once in a while. But he's still on the roster. And one thing I want to say, guys, when it comes to the Pro Chess League is that although I haven't been able to play enough, one of the secret weapons, right? It's not a secret weapon, I'm going to tell you about it right now, but one of the extremely important parts that has been of tremendous importance to our success is, of course, our team captain, Keith McKinnon. I mean, for those who are not familiar with Keith McKinnon's coaching techniques, really look into the guy. He's a visionary. He's kind of like a Steve Jobs, I would say, of chess leagues, really. Kind of like a Steve Jobs. So Keith McKinnon has been, I mean, I can't praise him enough, right? Those fans of the stream, they know what I'm talking about. I'm thinking over here, what am I supposed to do here? Because, okay, I'm gonna play knight f4. Knight d3 annoys me because it's not mate or anything, but I can play knight takes g2, I just realized. That's a very special move. Knight takes g2 is the name of the game. But, and this seems to go wrong now. This seems to go, wow. Okay, okay. Good try, Grim. Good try. Have a look at that knight e7 Benoni. It's something a little tricky, something a little different. TN Khan, I'm gonna find your game, buddy, and we're gonna play 3+2. Alright. Took me a little while. I was just catching up with you guys in the chat. I hate to play d takes c4 here. I'm gonna play knight f6, which is not the best line, but maybe it will be a little bit more interesting. Knight f3 is not a good move here that a lot of people do play. You should be playing with bishop d3 and knight e2. That's considered to be the best setup. Yes. Yeah, so really the point here is that black is basically saying it's not such a big deal that we have this double pawn. I might put it on f5 when it's convenient. F5, f4 ideas are there, f5, knight f6. I get some control in the center as a result. I'm not a huge fan of these positions, I'll admit that immediately. But some good players like Mamajarov and some other 2700s, they play this once in a while and they do fine. Alright. Yeah, so here I would probably go knight f6, knight e4. I have to say, guys, that this set is getting a little too wild for me right now. I'm gonna have to switch it up. I've been lowering the sound consistently. I thought the first part wasn't bad, but let me play something a little new. Actually, let me make sure to make a move first over here. So h6 I was planning to play. Does anyone have suggestions for music? We still have a good 50 minutes to go, so something in the range of that. I'm thinking trance right now. I'm looking at some trance artists, but I will take suggestions, guys. Rook d8. I might even get ambitious and play g5 and bishop g6. Vivaldi. Clan Carousel, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm gonna play a Clan Carousel mix. I'm hoping this is gonna lead to something good. Oh yeah, I like this. Guys, I'm sorry, the German got it. The German got it. I'm pretty sure Clan Carousel is German. But I like them a lot. Knight to e5. Now, if I take on e2, this is all clear, but I'm not sure that he should be too happy with this. Maybe he missed the move rook takes e2 here. Because I'm up a piece now. Maybe rook takes e2 was what he missed. Tien Khan, sorry for letting you wait so long, buddy. But thanks for the game. Hope you enjoyed the show so far. And maybe play next time. Mako 06. Sure thing. Actually, let me switch it up and play some bullet. I'm gonna play one bullet game. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I shouldn't have too many... I thought Clan Carousel was a little bit less lyrics and a little bit more instrumental. I'm not really about the lyrics, guys, so I might have to... Oh. I thought that I'm still waiting to play a move over here. G5 was a bit of a mouse slip, I'll immediately admit that, but I kind of like I like the concept, guys. E5, D5, Bishop E7, Queen D7, Queenside Castle. It all flows very naturally. Second other pawn. Everything's great. Everything's going well. H5, H4. It's really just typical... I mean, Capablanca would approve. Let me put it that way. Capablanca would probably And he would definitely, this move is something he could appreciate too. Queen d5 check, getting the bishop. That's a little annoying, but I'll probably change the queens. Make life a little easier. Oh, that makes life a little easier too. Mako, thanks for waiting. Sorry it was such a quick game. But thanks for that. Sorry that you missed queen d5 check there. Of course, my opening was not to be repeated. Not to be repeated at all. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this set. I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you like it. Let's see who's next. Opening novelty. Actually, let me go to my last challenges, because there's a lot of people who've been waiting. Let's do this the fair way. How old am I? I'm 22 years old, guys. I'm 22 years old, from the Netherlands. I was a professional chess player for 3 years. Probably most of you guys know that. And currently rated, I don't know, 26 and a bit, 2640. I'm being aborted on, I don't know how to say it. My requests to play are being aborted. What a sign. Let's try again. Music's too loud. I turn it down a little, guys. Piercer from, if I'm not mistaken, that should be Sweden. Sweden is a great country too. I'm saying this about a lot of countries, I feel. Alle Farben is German electro. I'm actually totally for any sort of switch up here, because I'm not really... No, I'm not into this. I'm not into this. I'm gonna play something a bit more familiar to me. So I'm switching back. Sorry guys, I tried. I'm not kidding you. I tried briefly to play 2 German electronic music artists. I'm not trying to make this like a German-Dutch thing or something, but it just really wasn't very good. So I had to switch back to the Dutch artists. I know that my German brothers have been trying to produce electronic music too over the last couple decades, but it's not doing it for me. Acid Poly is great, that's German, that's very true, but all in all, it just, I mean, the Swedes, right? The Swedes, they have Avicii, they have Swedish House Mafia, they have some good stuff. The Germans, they have some good ones, but I'm not really sure I can just go ahead and play a German artist like that and like it. It's a personal thing. A lot of the electronic music, I just think the Dutch, you know, the Dutch are still. This is Ilke Klein, that's right. But thanks for that suggestion, Chessbrah. Doesn't even say player, does it? Let's see. Knight c4. Clown Carousel is not German. Where are the guys from? Are they from Austria? I didn't mean to. Send another one. Larqua, who accidentally aborted the game, send another one, and I'm gonna try and get back to you again. I'm just kidding with you guys. Germans are cool. Germany's fine. Ooh, I think I've got some tactics in the pocket. I already did the last move, but I was refusing to use them. The Dutch are just followers. Okay, that's factually untrue. That's just factually untrue. We don't, not when it comes to this. Not when it comes to house. I think I've got a checkmate in the pocket. Robin, what's the next live event? Robin DJ Hell. I'll try to stay away from the DJing for the remainder of the show, guys. I'll let Amon do that in the next show where he's going to be doing material odds. At least I think he does. He's planned to do that. Let me check that out real quick. Yes, sure thing. So we've got Amon with material odds right after the show, but we still have a good 45 minutes to go, so get your challenges in. Larqua, I'll make sure to get to you next, buddy. But don't abort that game again. Why am I not a professional chess player anymore? Because I decided to go to uni, guys. I decided to go to uni here in Rotterdam, in the Netherlands. So that takes up a lot of time. Psytrance. I actually used to listen to Psytrance a little bit when I was in Israel once, I think, for a chess tournament. We went to a Psytrance, it was like a rave, but it was during the day, because in Israel a lot of the younger people, they have to go to the army, right? So they sometimes have parties in the middle of the day, and then they go home, sleep, and they have to wake up super early, go to their army camp or whatnot. So I went there once, and they were playing is Psytrance. It was actually kind of cool. It's not my favorite style, but yeah, that's one of those memories that I have from just playing chess all over the world. Do some fun stuff. What's the average IQ of a GM? you'd have to run some samples there, some statistics, but I don't think it's necessarily over 130 like you're saying. I wouldn't say that there's no correlation between being a good chess player and a high IQ. But I also wouldn't say that it's necessarily the chess grandmasters who are the very smartest people in chess. I think there's lots and lots of people who love chess, but they're very good at something else, or they're pursuing something else, and they're perhaps even smarter. But I'm sure it's above average. There is, of course, pattern recognition. I completely agree. That's why I would think it's quite high on average. Larqua, don't worry. Robin doesn't care, he doesn't care, he doesn't care. I'm not sure what I'm not caring about, but... Ooh, that's a rook. Bad internet con. What flag is that actually, guys? What flag am I seeing over here? I can't... I'm sure someone knows. It's probably something I know, but I just forgot. Take the pawn, d1. Someone saying 160 IQ. Currently I'm winning d5, and I think that's more or less the end of the game, really. That's a very important pawn, and then he could take on b4, but I still have my fast a pawn that I'm going to be using. Now I'll just keep my b pawn. Super passive. They can't address all these things, guys. We gotta keep it. It's a family-friendly stream over here. Oh, let's have a look. I was actually thinking it was North Korea, but I was like, I'm not gonna say it because I thought it was quite unlikely that I'm playing against a North Korean. But Bad Internet Con, who I'm not sure you're really playing from Korea, because you would have bad internet there, as I imagine. But yeah, that's like I was thinking it's North Korea, but like thought maybe I'm mixing it up completely. All right, Wow. Let's get going, guys. Guys, don't play Kempsey. Challenge me on the Chessbrah account. Larqua, don't do this to me, buddy. Ah, thank you. Let's play a King's Gambit. One of the openings I absolutely despise because I'm really bad at it, and I think it's one of the few openings that I would literally never even for a second try in a real game. Like, not even consider it. That being said, of course there's a bunch of guys who, did it recently. Adiban played it against Wesley So once in a while it still shows up and people actually do okay with it. What is this? I'm gonna take. Of course I could take on e5 as well, but I'll take that extra pawn. Music is way too loud. Shop H, I'll try to get to your challenges next. One game at a time, guys. Can't play everyone at the same time. I don't want to switch up the music completely, guys, but I've turned it down a little more if it's too loud. Let me know if it's better now, because I turned it. I actually turned it down, so if it's really loud, guys, I'm gonna turn it off. You know what? Let me turn it off. People, let me turn it off. I actually did turn it down, but it went up, it seems, so I'll turn it off. Queen e7 is a weird one. I'm not sure if he could have gone knight x d4 there in the previous, like right before he went queen e7. I didn't calculate it. But this costs him 2 whole pieces. And I'm gonna try and... I want to take on h7 and play knight g5. That's so many pieces up. It's Ilke Klein. You find Ilke Klein and then one of the first sets that comes up. the first ones that come up. I really like that set personally. This is gonna be a classic back rank mate. But thanks for the game, Larqua. And yeah, gotta be careful with that King's Gambit. Gotta be careful with that King's Gambit. The music was Ilky Klein. Like, so I'm sure someone can put it in the... Okay, that was quick. Someone can put it in the chat. It's been played before a couple times here. Mixlab LA. And just a sec, guys. Let me get to the next challenge. Throwing in another B3 over here. Throwing in another B3, but I don't really like the way they play it nowadays with E3. So I'm just gonna make it a normal, whatever you want to call it, slow line. This is what Aman always plays when he does the material odds. I personally really like it for Blitz and Bullet. I want to play A3 and then C4, maybe C5. I'm not really too concerned with this G5, H5 stuff over here. This is already looking very dangerous with D5 coming up next. I can't, I don't even want to move anything on the king side. I just want to get the piece. Let's get these pieces. And also H8 is going to be hanging. Takes. Queen C2, maybe knight to F4 next. It's just a full piece up. Don't think he speaks Twitch emotes. Sort of do. Let's go rook D1, short castle, knight takes E4. I don't know if I should... Let's close this, then play castle. A little bit too careful, to be honest, but... Castle, take on E4. H5 will be hanging in the near future when we get an endgame. Okay, I don't mind not changing the queens either and try to play for some sort of a mating attack. Takes. Queen takes, maybe queen e4. Generally, I want to try and get something going against b7. Okay, let's play this one. Get rid of the bishop. Robin, who's the toughest opponent you've ever played? For me, that's David Navarra, who absolutely killed me twice with black. And of course, he's a very good player, but there's not really players that just beat me, you know, so easily with black. Because with white, I tend to be pretty solid. I don't lose that many games. I generally don't lose that many games per year, even when I play better opponents. But geez, David Navarre, absolutely. It's like some sort of a stylistic problem of mine that I can't handle his chess. He's just out-calculating me. He's out-everythinging me. And it's very tough to play him. Another opponent that I did very poorly against, which is not a surprise, especially now, is Wesley So. I think I got like a half out of a 3. Half out of 3. Yeah. Just a very strong player, guys. I mean, you see these guys making these mistakes once in a while. When you're watching the games, but then you play them and you realize that it's very impressive how they're playing chess. It's next level. I can honestly say they're really next level compared to your average 2600 sort of GM. Bishop f1 check, almost checkmate, maybe take on b7. Check. It's kind of slow, this whole mating thing. I was expecting this game to be done earlier, but he's been holding on, he's been defending. Twice knight e2. Check there, queen c4 mate, not yet. Queen c4 now, queen a6 I want to play. Of course I could also just take the queen, but I like going for the mate. Alright, next challenge, guys. Next challenge. Shield of Faith. Shield of Faith 13. I'm gonna play, let's see, I'm gonna just play c4 here. f3. Ooh, he knows some theory. This guy knows some theory. Okay, let's go. d5, is that what you want to do? c5, okay. This is how I would play personally against all of these lines. I like the Benoni structures. So here what I'm doing is a little bit of funny shuffling with the knights. I want to get my knights on c3 and d2, so this is the most efficient way to do it. It's something that Vishy Anand actually came up with for in the match against, who was it? I'm pretty sure it was pretty sure it was against, jeez, who? I think it was against Magnus, to be honest, in one of the matches against Magnus. Or was it maybe Boris? Can't quite, I think it was against Boris Gelfand. Anyway. What do I do here? I'm sort of pinned down. Sort of pinned down over here. Bishop to f3. And if he takes on c3 and takes on e4, I'll take with my bishop. How far have I gotten on Play Magnus? I think I beat the oldest version once and then sort of called it a day. But it took forever. The Play Agnes map, like the last level, is actually extremely good, so it's very hard. It's very hard to beat him. Why do I play white only? I don't know, guys. I keep on getting white, and I actually don't understand why, because it should be more or less equally divided, but it also seems to me like I'm having white all the time. So over here, I was just hoping to get the checkmate in sooner than later. How am I gonna do it? Let's start with queen d5. Threatening e7, defending g5. If he moves the knight, I could maybe take on b7. Can I play my favorite artist, Paul Kalkbrenner? I mean, I'm willing to bring back the music, but people have been telling me it's extremely loud, and I actually like Paul Kalkbrenner a lot. So it's a bit of a, you know, this is a tough spot for me. Very tough spot for me, guys. This one, bring in another rook. I kind of want to play queen f7, but it seems to me like I need the right circumstances, because now it doesn't seem to do that much if he just takes it and king f8. So I'm gonna have to go rook f7 now. And then, of course, threatening on g7, but then also bringing back the queen maybe to f6, and then trying to get a checkmate in. Queen to f3. Queen to f3, queen to f6 is the idea, and there we are. Do I have to worry about anything? I don't think so. I think I'm just playing g4. Actually, this was a very weird decision, because he's going to play queen f3. And it might just be a perpetual check. I'm not concentrating, guys. I'm not concentrating. It's been going wrong the whole day. Jeez, what do I do now? I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to have rook g7 here. But this was like, oh, I'm actually upset with myself. This was a really bad miss. I mean, I'll honestly say it. I'm terribly lucky. I'm the luckiest chess player in the world. This was the worst. If it wasn't for rook g7, guys, it would have been a perpetual check, I think. Yeah. Thanks, Shield of Faith. This was not the best technique, but still a nice idea, this rook g7. Robin, I missed you during my time in jail. All right. Let's see who's up next. Few more games left, guys. Make sure you get in your challenge. FC Bremer from Deutschland. You're being harder on yourself than Mannered Monkey. I'm a perfectionist. FC Bremer doesn't want to play. Doesn't want to play, dude. That's a pity. I don't like allowing counterplay for my opponent and then being lucky to escape from it. Do I plan on playing in the next Olympiad? I'm not quite sure yet. It's in like 1.5 years, so we'll see if I qualify. There will be European Championships as well. Like European Team Championships, which I'm not gonna be playing, I think, because it's a bit too busy for me, the schedule. But Olympiad, I might do that since I won't be. I don't know if I'll be in school or not, so I'm not sure. I need to qualify first of all, then I have to work out the the details. But it's a possibility that I will be there. I really enjoyed the last one in Baku, which I played reasonably well there. Nothing special, but definitely decent. So Olympia is a great tournament. That's really the tournament you just don't want to skip. I think I should have just gone e5, which looks extremely strong, but oh well. E5, he castles short, e takes d4, knight takes d5. I don't think that's so great. Knight c6 just looks like a healthy move though. Knight c6 looks like a healthy move, and bishop f2, now something like knight to e5. Just want to keep the pressure on this pin, like I want to keep this pin alive. It's very annoying for him. I think he's just giving a lot of material now. A lot of material. Take this one. Manning, hi. I think we got that. Multivitamin. Multivitamin. It's vitamin, right? I always say vitamin, but it's vitamin. Vitamins. Be nice to each other, guys. Be nice to each other. Robin looks like he's 49 years old. Guys, I don't want to repeat this too often. Like I don't want to keep going back to the same topic over and over again. But Keith McKinnon is a big inspiration currently because first of all, the glasses, the hair, the shorter hair, the whole look, the solid, you know, the solid look that I'm going for right now, it's all inspired by my friend and Pro Chess League captain Keith McKinnon, who just inspires so many people on the chess platform right now. So I want to do another shout out to him, but don't be judging my looks because I have a role model over here, and I think you have to respect that. I think you have to respect that. Keith McKinnon and also Steve Cook. Is it Steve? No, I'm not. It's not Steve Cook. It's Tim Cook. There's Steve Cook is the bodybuilding dude. Tim Cook and Keith McKinnon. They're big inspirations for the current look. I've been mimicking these guys, and it's been great. The glasses, the the hair, everything. I have the feeling this one's auto-aborting, unfortunately. Sorry for those guys who tuned in really, send over an invitation really early and I didn't get to you. If you just got a game, but if you just got a game, but weren't there anymore, I understand. That's sorry about that. But let's go on. Tormentor G. Again, this flag. Albania. Yeah, I should have known that. I should have known that. Robin looks like a programming teacher. Anyway, I hope I got my point across there with Tim Cook and Steve McKinnon. Keith McKinnon. So, yeah. Just be aware of what you criticize. It's a movement. Xenomorphy, glad to have you watching, buddy. I hope you're enjoying it. Is Simon Williams on this week? I don't know, guys. Check the schedule. Ginger GM might very well be on. Might very well be on. Takes bishop f5. A little bit too much material there off the board already. Takes. Let's go c4, queen a3, maybe rook a6. King b1, rook a6. And checkmate's inevitable. Queen b2. And next one. Mio Nopal from Switzerland. I'm talking about the Keith McKinnon movement, guys. Multivitamin, I don't see your challenge actually. Don't see your challenge. C5. A lot of London systems these days. Lots of them. I'm gonna take a different approach because you guys already seen me do like b6, bishop b7, and the whole thing with the moving the rook. I've talked enough about it by now, so let me try to take a different approach. I really don't like this way as much, but at least to do something different. So queen b3, bishop e6 is normal. Knight c6. I don't know about queen c1. I'm expecting him to go knight c4 sometime soon. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take it yet now or not. But next move is rook c8. Robin, what's the worst move you've ever played? Actually, one of the worst moves I've played is very recent. Actually, my last game against Karamian, I just blundered very early, almost in the opening. So that was pretty bad because it was a team match. What other really bad moves have I played? I tend to forget the moves. It's kind of funny. I think a lot of chess players are like this, where they try to actively forget the blunders they've made and remember the wins. Because I can't really recall a lot of my blunders currently. So I don't know exactly Super Patzer, but my last game actually featured a pretty bad mistake. So you can look that one up. I look like Snowden. My pawns are in grave danger. I don't think I'm in any grave danger currently. Let's put this over here. Maybe play e5. Also, I think I'm threatening knight takes d4. Mio is a great streamer. Mio always does the commentary for our Pro Chess League games. If you haven't seen those, also look them up on our YouTube channel, Chessbrah YouTube channel. They're a lot of fun. They're very insightful, where he explains about what's going on in the matches and some thoughts. So that's pretty cool stuff. Missing mate in one, I'm not sure that ever happened in the recent games in the last years. Keith is a leader, a spiritual leader. Mio is very educational. I completely agree. I like Mio's work a lot. Yep. Mionopol, that's a lot of material that's been going there again. We saw d4 falling. c4 was not a very fortunate choice there. Thinking about playing just e5 here. Again, it's actually something we've seen earlier this stream, that sometimes it's nice to put your pawns on the position of your on the color of your opponent's bishop to limit the scope. This is kind of another example again. It's a technique that I like to use a lot. Now here I don't do it because it's winning a pawn, so I'm gonna move those pawns. But normally when you have a better position, that's actually a very common way of gaining some more ground, of gaining some space. Put the pawns on your opponent's in the way of your opponent's bishop, and of course you need to be careful, because if you have the same colored bishop, then it could mean that you also have issues with your own bishop. So it depends on the situation, but it's a pretty common technique, I would say. Actually, that's a good one. Magnus, of course, missed that mate recently in Tata Steel. I must say that was one of the most peculiar blunders I've seen. He just thought that he was winning and he went for it, but there was a pretty obvious mate. So probably one of the craziest blunders I've ever seen. Just because it's Magnus, and when Magnus misses something, you're always like extra surprised. But it happens. It happens to the very best. Balid Mujahid, that would probably be the Keith I'm talking about. Terrific guy. Thank you, Mionopol. And we're gonna be moving to our last games. And we have Nick Rep 5 from the United States. From America. It's nice to see a lot of European people, European players today. I'm glad you guys tuned in. We had Belgium, Germany, Switzerland, Norway, lots of Norwegians. So that's cool stuff. So this is one of those openings that I would play it maybe if I was in a desperate situation to win, because it immediately creates these massive imbalances. But objectively speaking, I think it's a very dangerous thing to go for as black. Now I think that white has played it a little bit too soft, so to speak, with the c4 pawn becoming very weak. I just don't think g2 is such a great square for the bishop in these lines. He could still go e4, and it would be an unclear game, but generally I'm quite happy here as black. I'm gonna play here, probably take with my knight. c3 is also something to worry about, but maybe he could still play rook to b1. I must say I underestimated that a little bit. This one I'll just take. I'm saying I'll just take it, but I didn't realize that after e takes f5, taking on f5, he would have had bishop b2. That could have been very annoying. So maybe I was a little too greedy over here initially. Yeah, okay, that's not a very... It's not the best way, because I can come back with the knight with a tempo, but I do think he had some compensation there. He probably still does. Because the e-pawn is backward and he has the bishops. Guys, if you've been waiting for a long time, because I'm going to be going into my last game soon, just re-challenge me, because maybe your challenge doesn't show up anymore currently. So if you've been waiting for a long time, just challenge me again, remove your last challenge, and yeah, maybe you'll be the last one for this show. I hope you guys liked it. But definitely stay tuned because we got my friend Amon Hambleton coming up with the Material Odds Show. So that'll be fun. Another chance to beat a good player. Amon has great hair currently. Amon and I are taking very different approaches. I'm with the Keith movement. He's more with the like blue-haired avatar. Totally different direction. But I respect that. I respect that. So stay for that. I got 2 pawns currently. I want to play e6, then start pushing my... Well, I'll do it immediately now. But I generally wanted to start pushing my c-pawn. c3. And winning another piece, guys. So this is starting to look winning. Norway is becoming a big chess hub. I think that's true. I really think Norway is seeing a huge growth in popularity of chess due to Magnus. Also in schools and so on. I think that's really nice to see, actually. Most countries, unfortunately, chess is becoming less popular. Norway is a great example of quite the opposite happening. So I've been making fun of Norwegians a little bit, but I really like what's going on in Norway and how Magnus promotes it. Okay, last game of the day. Last game of the day. Am I gonna close off with a loss? Multivitamin. I don't know how to say it. Multivitamin from Croatia, is that correct? Yes, Croatia it is. Okay, let's play a Najdorf. I think I'm gonna go for a Najdorf. Let's play a Najdorf and see. If he plays Bishop G5, I might cry because, oh my god. Don't give me this theoretical stuff so late. It's like 11 p.m. and you're... Oh my god, you're giving me these main lines. Not now. This was not the time. This was not the time for this. H6. I am not sure I remember how this goes. This is like the super heavy theoretical debate. All these positions. Who knows what's really happening here? I think something like this is possible, but don't quote me on it. Yeah, going here. I think G5. I'm not sure Bishop G3 is the move, but honestly these positions are so complicated that it could easily be a very good move and me just not understanding it quite well. Yeah, this is really just the most theory heavy line that you can pretty much go for both sides. So why did I go for it? I'm not sure. But I kind of like my position currently. I think I have most of the things under control. Obviously, I will never castle anywhere. I'm doomed. I mean, I'm going to have to play this game with my king in the center. But with that being said, I do have good control over d5. And there's a couple of things playing in my favor here as well. I kind of like this idea of h5 here. If he goes h4, I'm thinking bishop h6 might be an idea. Okay, so I'm gaining a little space there, I think. Maybe it's interesting to try to go for an ending. I would love to play an ending. He really shouldn't be... Okay. I thought he shouldn't be thinking about that. Just because I've got a lot of pressure on his position. Especially now, simple stuff, like the pawn on g4 being hanging, starts to count a little more. So... it's not probably that clear, but I like where this is going. So if I take on g4 once, which I will do, and then take another time he wants knight to d5. But honestly, I don't really believe that could be a bad thing for me. I'm just taking it and... Okay, he's going for something else. Going for something stronger, probably. But I'm still not so convinced that this is compensation. Okay, that's a little annoying. I'll give him that. That's actually very annoying. I shouldn't have allowed that. With the rook on c7, I wouldn't have had any issue here, because he has bishop takes a6 if I move my b pawn. Jeez, this is actually... Okay, I've got to take some big measures here and give the exchange, I think. And I need to speed up my game a little bit. I want to go knight f6 back and try to attack e4. Tough game ahead. Still kind of like this for black, but it's very concrete. Very concrete. Okay, let's get my king in. Rook's nicely protected. Okay, check. I'd like to just go king f6, king takes f5. That's really just all I want. That's all I want to finish the day. And I think on the right track here. But I need to be a little quick with my 28 seconds left. Am I gonna get flagged? That's really the question. That's been the question all day. Or am I just losing on the position now? He resigned, but I don't think he should be resigning here. I think he should be playing rook d3 check and rook g3. And I have no idea what's going on, guys. But it's nice to get in that last win. I think this was very unclear. I had it under control at some point, but kind of lost my way somewhere after I won this pawn over here. But this was an interesting game. I might have a look at this later. This was sorry for the little commentary, but I really had to focus for this one. This was a good player. Nice game, multivitamin. And I'm going to close off, guys. It's time for Aman. I hope you enjoyed the show. And see you next in 2 weeks. And stay tuned. Aman's up with material odds.